If you're here, that probably means you have some questions on revocable versus irrevocable trusts. What are the difference and when you might use one over the other? Hi, I'm Chuck Roulet. I'm an estate and elder law planning attorney licensed to practice law in both Florida and in Minnesota. And today we're going to talk about the difference between revocable and irrevocable trusts. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and bell notifications, and you'll be notified when we upload new videos. And if you have any questions on wills versus trusts, powers of attorney, healthcare directives, how to minimize taxes, how to protect the assets you leave behind, or even how to protect your assets from long-term care and nursing home costs, post it in the comments below, and I may answer that in an upcoming video. So let's talk about revocable versus irrevocable trusts. Well, first, let's talk about revocable trusts. Now, one of the main attractions of a revocable trust is their flexibility. And being revocable, it means you generally have the freedom to modify the trust at any time during your lifetime. This can be especially beneficial as your life circumstances change. So perhaps it's a marriage, a new child, or even, financial changes. Revocable trusts are easy to update. Now, one of the main advantages of a revocable trust is it can help you avoid the lengthy and costly process known as probate. In other words, you put the assets into the trust. If something were to happen to you, whoever you've selected as your successor, trustee, or trustees, you can have more than one, generally can step in and manage the assets of the trust pursuant to the terms you've left for them in the trust instrument, and they don't have to go through a probate court to get the authority to do that. So not only are you avoiding probate, but because you're avoiding probate, a revocable trust gives you some privacy over what happens with your assets after your passing. So again, the main advantages of a revocable trust: easy to change, probate avoidance, and because you're avoiding probate, keeps your affairs private. Now let's delve into irrevocable trusts. Now, these trusts, as the name suggests, are irrevocable. That means you generally can't change them, once they're set up. So you may be asking yourself, well, why would you lock yourself into that type of an arrangement? Well, there's a lot of advantages with irrevocable trusts. So one of those advantages is tax planning. Assets in an irrevocable trust are generally outside of your estate for estate tax purposes. So if you set up a trust the right way, certain types of irrevocable trusts, it can actually minimize or even possibly avoid estate taxes upon your passing. Now, another advantage of irrevocable trusts is asset protection. Assets in an irrevocable trust are typically safe from creditors and lawsuits. So you can put assets in there and shield them from any creditors you may have in the future. Another advantage of an irrevocable trust is you can protect a surviving spouse. Now, there's a lot of reasons you may not want to leave assets outright to a surviving spouse. And if you put assets into a trust for their benefit upon your passing, then the assets in that trust can be protected in the event a spouse gets remarried or even if they get sued. This can be especially useful for holding, something like an heirloom property, such as a family cabin, farm, beach house, or other piece of property that you want to ensure only goes to whom you want. Another possible use of irrevocable trust is for long-term care and nursing home planning. A special type of irrevocable trust can be used to actually protect your home and savings and other assets from long-term care and nursing home costs. So again, there's a lot of advantages to using irrevocable trusts. So if you are ready to set up your plan for yourself, or perhaps update an existing plan and you're in either Minnesota or Florida, give us a call. We'd be happy to help you and your family put the appropriate type of trust and other planning instruments in place. And our contact info is in the description below. And if you're not yet ready to get a plan in place or update an existing one, and you're just looking for some additional information, I'm actually going to be hosting a free online masterclass. And we're going to give you some insider tips and strategies for making it as easy and inexpensive as possible for your family in the event that you were to become incapacitated or you were to pass away. We're going to talk about powers of attorney, healthcare directives, pros and cons of wills versus trusts, and how you might choose the one that's the appropriate fit for you and your family. We're going to talk about how to protect assets you leave behind for a surviving spouse, as well as how to protect the assets you leave behind for your children, to protect those assets in the event that they get divorced, they get sued, something happens. I'll also be sharing some of the strategies I use with my private clients as well. And again, it's completely free, and there's a link in the description below. And if you would like to learn more about how you can protect your home and life savings from long-term care and nursing home costs, I've actually written a free consumer guide, Save Our Home, How to Protect Your Home and Life Savings from Long-Term Care and Nursing Home Costs. And there's a link to the guide in the description below. Again, completely free. Just enter your name and email, and you can get that guide. So I hope you found this video helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in an upcoming one. Be well.